Hello students, how are you? Hope you are doing well. In this video, we will take our next topic, that is the fundamental unit of life, that is cell. From the previous classes, you have studied little bit about the cell, but for the 9th class, we will take this chapter in more brief way. Now, the topics which are going to be included or the content which are going to be included in this chapter, they are introduction. In this part, we will take the introduction of the chapter, which include what is the term cell, what is the basic term the cell means. Then we will study about the discovery and history of the cell, that is how the cell was discovered, what is the history related to the cell. Next, the theory related to the cell given by scientists. There is a theory about the cell, that is cell theory, and then we will study about the type of cell. On the basis of nuclear material or on the basis of their development, the how many types of cell is, we will discuss in type of cell. There are some variations in the cell in plants, animal, so we will study them in variation of cell, and in next topic we will study the structure of cell in a brief manner, that is it includes the cell wall, cell membrane, nucleus, cell organelles, that is the structure of cell. And at the last part, we will differentiate the plant cell and animal cell, which are considered as the living beings. So we are differentiating the plant cell and animal cell. Students, now we will take the introduction of our topic, that is cell. जो सबसे पहली चीज हमारे दिमाग में आती है वो है कि ये सेल क्या है, how we are going to define the cell. So as we know from our previous classes that all living beings such as plants and animals, these all living organisms are basically made up of a small unit called as cell. So we can say as the cell is the basic unit of any living organism. But in a living organism, the cell is performing the function, so we can say cell is the functional unit, and at the same time the cell is the structural unit too, because every living organism is made up of a small unit, so we can say cell is the structural unit. This can be understood by an example such as our building is made up of small bricks. So we can say the brick is the basic and structural unit for the building. Similarly, our cell is the basic, structural and functional unit of our body. The another part is, if any living organism is made up of only one cell, it can be said as unicellular. There are many examples of unicellular such as amoeba, paramecium, bacteria. We can say any living organism which is composed of only one cell. The uni means one. If any living organism is made up of single cell, that is called as unicellular organism. Similarly, if any living organism is made of, it is composed of many cells, it can be said as multicellular. The example may be plants, animal, as well as humans. Students, in multicellular organism, every part of the body or the group of the cell perform different function. So we can say that in multicellular we can find the division of labor. हम इसको इस तरह समझ सकते हैं कि हमारी बॉडी में बहुत सारे ऑर्गन हैं, लेकिन वो अपना अपना काम कर रहे हैं. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, स्टमक डाइजेशन का काम कर रहे हैं, हमारा हार्ट ब्लड पंप करने का काम कर रहे हैं, बट इट इज लैकिंग इन यूनिसेलुलर. यूनिसेलुलर में ऐसा नहीं हो पाता क्योंकि ले देकर एक ही सेल है, तो सारे काम एक ही सेल को करने पड़ते हैं, तो वर्कलोड भी सेल के ऊपर ज्यादा होता है। तो ये मेजर डिफरेंस है यूनिसेलुलर और मल्टीसेलुलर में। और हम यहाँ ये भी समझे कि डिवीजन ऑफ लेबर क्या है, जब हमारी बॉडी के पार्ट्स अलग अलग काम करते हैं उनको हम डिवीजन ऑफ लेबर कहते हैं। जैसे स्टमक डाइजेशन करता है, हार्ट पंपिंग ऑफ ब्लड करता है। नाउ वी कैन कंक्लूड दैट सेल इज द बेसिक फंक्शन एंड स्ट्रक्चर यूनिट ऑफ लाइफ। द टर्म cell came from a Latin word cellula. This word means little room. Students, the term cell was given by Robert Hooke. And the study of cell is cytology or cell biology. So you can note it down, the basic concepts of the cell. So students, we will take up next topic, that is discovery and history related to cell. Students, many of the scientists have tried to know about the cell in past years, but the major contribution of the scientists are in the chronicle manner as: first, in 1665, Robert Hooke observed a thin slice of cord with the help of primitive microscope. He observed a thin slice of cord. The cord means a small wooden piece. He took a slice and kept it under the primitive microscope. This microscope was made by him only, and he observed that it contained a small boxes-like structure, chambers-like structures. These cells which he observed were dead cells. After that, when there were improvement in the microscope, in 1674, Leeuwenhoek, Anton von Leeuwenhoek, used an improved microscope and observed a living cell, which was actually a bacteria. He observed the pond water under the microscope and observed a living cell. After it, in 1831, Robert Brown, as the microscope was developing, it was more easy to view under the microscope. So, in 1831, Robert Brown discovered the nucleus in orchid root. He took a thin slice of orchid root and discovered cell, as well as there was a dense particle that was known as nucleus inside the cell. After that, in 1839, Slidden and Swan, two biologists, gave their cell theory. They gave 2 points in their theory, that was, all living tissues are composed of cell, or we can say all living organism is made up of cell. Second, cell is the basic unit of our life, which we have discussed in our definition. These were the 2 points of his theory. After that, in 1840, Purkinje gave the protoplasm term. The term protoplasm was given by Purkinje. If we understand protoplasm is it comprises cytoplasm, nucleus and cell organelles. So we can say the protoplasm is a combination of cytoplasm, nucleus and cell organelles. After this, in 1855, Rudolf Virchow expanded the cell theory, which we have studied previous, expanded the cell theory and added a point that cell arises from pre-existing cell. It means in a living organism, the new cell is originated from the previous cell, not from anywhere. The cell is coming inside the body. Only the pre-existing cell divides, it keep on dividing and generates a new cell. So he added a point, cell arises from pre-existing cell. So these 3 points can be said as cell theory. So note down this chart. Now we proceed to our new topic, that is type of cell. On the basis of structural organization, on the basis of structural difference and difference in nucleus, a cell can be of two types, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. So first of all, we understand what does the prokaryotic term means, या फिर prokaryotic term का मतलब क्या है. The word pro means primitive. हम या फिर कह सकते हैं पुराना. Karyotic means nucleus. So we can define the cell which is having primitive nucleus is called as prokaryotic cell. In a prokaryotic cell, there is lack of or absence of true nucleus, or we can say the nucleus is not developed. So this nucleus do not have a nuclear membrane. So the genetic material जिसे हम DNA कहते हैं is open or not enclosed in nuclear membrane. जनरली जो प्रोकैरियोटिक सेल होते हैं वो छोटे होते हैं, तो साइज इज 1 to 10 माइक्रोमीटर, ये काफी छोटे होते हैं. At last, the cell organelle which are membrane bound, such as mitochondria, plastids, एंडोप्लाज्मिक रेटिकुलम प्रोकैरियोटिक सेल में एब्सेंट होते हैं. अगर मैं एक सिंपल डायग्राम बनाऊं प्रोकैरियोटिक सेल का, तो इसमें केवल सेल वॉल और सेल मेम्ब्रेन्स होती हैं. जेनेटिक मटेरियल जो बिना किसी न्यूक्लियर मेम्ब्रेन के होगा, जो कि ओपन होगा. राइबोसोम्स के कुछ पार्टिकल्स होंगे, और अगर ये एक बैक्टीरिया है तो इसमें फ्लैजेला होगा. तो अगर मैं इसको लेबल करूं तो सेल वॉल, सेल मेम्ब्रेन, डीएनए जिसे हम जेनेटिक मटेरियल कहते हैं, राइबोसोम, साइटोप्लाज्म, this is flagellum. You can see this is a diagram of a bacteria which is actually a prokaryotic cell. It do not contain the organelle like mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum or plastid. It only contain a uncovered DNA material or genetic material, that is DNA. It also have, because it is a bacteria, for movement it requires a flagellum which help it to move. Some of the examples, so the example of the prokaryotic cell are bacteria and blue, green algae. Now we take eukaryotic cell. In eukaryotic term, the word eu means advanced and karyotic means again nucleus. So we can say the cells having advanced nucleus is called as eukaryotic cell. The eukaryotic cell have true nucleus. We can say it have a advanced nucleus. So the nucleus is totally developed. As it is developed, so it have all the parts of the nucleus such as nuclear membrane, nucleoplasm, nucleolus, So we can say nucleus have nuclear membrane. Same. In a eukaryotic cell, the genetic material that is our DNA is enclosed within nuclear membrane, and a eukaryotic cell have all membrane bound structures as mitochondria, plastids, and endoplasmic reticulum, ER. So if I draw a simple diagram of a eukaryotic cell, it have a cell wall, cell membrane, a proper nucleus, and it also have organelle like mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi body. If I level them, you can say mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, that is ER, nucleus, it contains DNA, Golgi apparatus or Golgi body, cell wall, cell membrane, etc. So we can see it is an eukaryotic cell, so it contains all the cell organelles like mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, vacuole, nucleus, DNA which is enclosed in the nuclear membrane, cell membrane, Golgi body, cell wall. The examples of a eukaryotic cell may be plants, animal, fungi, students. Now we can see that we have understood prokaryotic and eukaryotic. We can differentiate them as the prokaryotic means primitive nucleus cell, and we can say eukaryotic as a advanced nucleus cell. It lack of true nucleus, or we can say it do not have a true nucleus, but a eukaryotic cell have a true nucleus. In the same sense, nucleus is not developed in a prokaryotic cell, but nuclear membrane and nucleus is developed in eukaryotic cell. We can say that if in a prokaryotic cell, a nuclear membrane is absent, so the genetic material is open or it is not enclosed in the nuclear membrane. But on the other hand, we can say in a eukaryotic cell, the genetic material DNA is enclosed in the nuclear membrane. It means the nucleus have a nuclear membrane. Similarly, the size of the prokaryotic cell is 1 to 10 micrometer, and the size of eukaryotic cell is 5 to 100 micrometer. That is, we can say it is highly bigger than a prokaryotic cell. The size of the eukaryotic cell is 5 to 100 micrometer. The prokaryotic cell do not have mitochondria, plastid and other cell organelles, but on the other hand they have a membrane bound structure such as mitochondria, plastid, endoplasmic. It contains eukaryotic cell. You can see I have made the diagram of a bacteria and a normal advanced cell. The examples of prokaryotic cell is bacteria, blue-green algae, and the example of eukaryotic cell is plant, animal and fungi. Note it down. Now we proceed to our next topic, that is variation in cell. In different living organisms, on the basis of size, number and shape, the cell shows a different variety, or we can say there is a variation in a cell on the basis of number, size and shape. If we come to the number of the cells depend upon the size of the organism. A small organism like amoeba, paramecium and microorganisms have less number of cells. On the other hand, large organisms like a banyan tree, like a whale and many more large animals, they have trillions of cells. So we can say large organisms have large number of cells. If we come to size, we can say the variation in living organisms such as plant and animal, they may be of various sizes. For example, if I take example of the smallest cell, that is mycoplasma, its size is about 0.3 micrometer. For another example is RBC, red blood cell in human, size is 7 micrometer. Similarly, in nerve cell, sizes from 0.1 meter to 1 meter. It is like a thread, all over the body. And if I take an example of a osteocyte, it is also an isolated cell. Its sizes is about 15 centimeter in length and 13 centimeter wide. 15 centimeter in length and 13 centimeter wide. Now we come to shape. In different living organisms, on the basis of the function, the cells in their body can be of different shape. For example, if we take a human RBC, red blood cell, it is of round and biconcave shape. If we take amoeba and WBC, white blood cell, it is irregular in shape. If we take a nerve cell, it is long, thread-like. If we take ovum, reproductive cell in female, it is spherical, and sperm is spoon shaped. So you can see the variation in cell are on the basis of number, size and shape. Please note it down. So students, in this video we have completed the first part of the chapter. This video include introduction of cell, discovery related to cell, types of cell and variation of cell. The further topic, the coming topic will be included in the second video. Till then, thank you.